and you have to help me sing, all right? Dear land of Guyana, of rivers and plains, made rich by the sunshine and lush by the rain, sad gem-like and fair, between mountains and sea, your children salute you, dear land of the free. Thank you. You may have your seat. So there's one rule for today. You have to make noise. This is a game show. So I'm going to try this again. I'm going to go to the back, and then I'm going to walk forward. I want to hear noise when I come forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, Philip Williams. That's right, that's right, that's right. Thank you, thank you. Minister of Education, Honorable Priya Chan, CEO, Dr. Marcel Hudson, Quinita, we call her here Quinita. She's Director of NSERT. Anisha, she is the head of the Learning Channel. Boys and girls and the Whiz Kids. Put your hands together for the Whiz Kids. They're the star of the show today. Now, the Whiz Kids show is a brand new show. It's exciting. It's picking up momentum. We got some. If you're a fan of the show, raise your hands. Good, 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 good. And to start things off, I want to do a little part of the show. I'm going to ask my producer at the back. Come. Let's have a question or two. This one is for the grown-ups. You grown-ups, let's hear. This is for the grown-ups. You got a grown-up question?
Yeah, I got a grown-up.
All right, ask them.
So, remember Whiz Kid, first to top, first to answer.
Okay.
Bladder bleeding is done mainly in which one of Guyana's natural regions? None of the children, this is for the grown-ups. We usually have a 10-second rule. The guy in the back. The Highland region. Going once, going twice, not correct. Interior, Quinita is disqualified. Disqualified. So it goes to the young lady in the front. Oh,
so they can consult?
No, they're not supposed to consult.
All right, all right. Last question for the adults, for the grown-ups.
Okay, so we have to pick up the audio from the audience. Mm-hmm. So this one is an English question. Identify the parts of speech of the highlighted word in the sentence below. The old man was sitting under a tree and, that is the highlighted word, patiently waiting for his son to arrive.
What is the highlighted word?
And. Yeah, the answer is conjunction, but.
The grown-ups are doing well. Put your hands together for the grown-ups. Let's do one for the Whiz Kids, for the kids.
Okay, most of them seem to be very good at math. What is the smallest number that is divisible by both 3 and 4?
Oh, look, let's do it. At the count of 3, you're going to shout the answer. 1, 2, 3. 12! Are they correct?
Absolutely.
All right, all right, all right. Beautiful. Yeah, so at this time, Malachi is going to come forward, and he's going to take the podium, and he's going to give us a few words. So put your hands together for Malachi Sears.
Hello, my name is Malachi Seals, and I attend North Georgetown Primary School. I am one of the finalists on the Whiz Kids program. Today, it gives me great pleasure to speak on my first experience on being on a televised learning program. I'll be telling you about what it feels like to be a part of the Whiz Kids program and how the NGSA Booster program and the Ministry of Education platform have aided me in my preparation for my NGSA exam. The Whiz Kids program is a program which I enjoy participating in. It is beneficial to me since I learn new things. For example, when I get questions wrong, I learn more, and when I'm corrected, or from my fellow contestants. Usually, I would compete with students of my school, but I now have a chance to compete with students from different schools, and that pleases me. The NGSA Booster program has been very useful to me, for I have learned new ways to work mathematical equations that I thought was difficult. The topics which I had a huge problem with have now become easy as 1, 2, 3. I love when they give you a topic, there's questions right after. This way, I know if I understand the topic or not, and if there's a rebroadcast to help me better understand. But I can't give the booster program all the credit. Without the help of the Ministry of Education platform, I wouldn't know what topics to study on. There are past papers, when completed, helps me so I'm familiar with the questions which may come in my exams. Also, the quiz me, which I test myself on to see what the topic areas I'm struggling in. Personally, I am grateful for all the resources which I am being provided with, and my grades will attest to this. Thank you.
Beautiful. Put your hands together some more for Malachi. Good job, Malachi. So far, Malachi is, if you've been looking at the show, he's one of the finalists so far. So congratulations, Malachi. Because this is a game show today, we got a lot of surprises. And I just want to surprise somebody. So don't look under your seats. There's no money under there. All right, that's a surprise. There's nothing. All right, so I'm going to ask Hannah, and she's going to do a poem for us. Put your hands together for Hannah.
Welcome to Whiz Kids. I'm happy that you're here. I'm glad that you get to be a part of our launch this year. We're going on a journey like a crew upon a ship. We'll sail the sea of learning, gaining knowledge on our trip. We're hoping for smooth sailings, though we're bound to hit bad weather. We'll be okay as long as we learn together. Everybody makes mistakes. Sometimes we get things wrong. Our crew is good at different things, but difference make us strong. So are you ready for the challenge? Climb aboard. Let's sail away. Chart a course for learning. The adventure starts today. Thank you.
All right. When does the adventure start? Today. When? Today. All right. One more time for her. One more time. Beautiful, Hannah. Beautiful. The adventure starts today.
And for Peter's Hall.
Yeah. And for Peter's Hall. Put your hands together for Peter's Hall. Peter's Hall in the house. All right. So Justin Goberdan is another one of the finalists, and he's going to come to give some words. Put your hands together for Justin.
Hi, my name is Justin Gobran. I'm 11 years old, and I attend Mays Primary. I don't usually like to prepare speeches, so I like to talk freely. It's been a very tough competition throughout COVID-19 and in Whiz Kids, because you always learn new things, whether you get it wrong or right, and no matter what you do. Should have prepared this time. I would just like to say and give a huge thanks to the Ministry of Education and for helping me throughout this tough year with COVID-19, because I was quite lost when school was cut off and we had to do online school. But now with all the resources being provided, I finally have my way, and I think I'm very ready for my NGSA.
Thank you, Justin. Good job. I'm going to invite the head of the Learning Channel at this moment. Put your hands together for Anisha. That's a surprise. Yay, come on down. Y'all got to clap until she comes. She has to go. Come on down. Welcome to the show. You want me to ask the questions, or are you going to speak?
This is,
It's a surprise.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the idea behind this, and where did it come from?
Okay, so we had a weather show a few weeks back with little Sharia from Myconi. And Minister Manikchan was actually showing her a video of her questioning her niece in a rapid fire question. And I'm looking behind the scenes, I was looking, and it kind of put off a bulb in my head. It's like, I want that. We have to do something like that. So we took that idea that she was doing with her niece, and we actually developed what is now Whiz Kids. As we go about, and as we, if you've watched from episode 1 to where we are today, we've built on that, and Whiz Kids is now much more likable and I'm sure shareable, because we've seen a huge build of audience on it. So that's something we plan on growing on and perfecting and making it a kind of international style show. And we would not be just ending at Whiz Kids. We plan on doing mathletes soon and a spelling bee competition that will engage more students at this level and give them that participation that makes them feel good about themselves.
Put your hands together for Anisha. Thank you, thank you. All right. So I will decrease and I'll invite our minister, and she's going to share the excitement with you. Minister, the mic is yours. Put your hands together for her.
So thank you very much, everyone, for coming, particularly to the stars amongst us. I feel extremely privileged to be here with you. I look at you and I'm rooting for you, and I love some of you. I mean, I love you all, and I love the participation, but I fell in love with Hannah she just looked, I want to be a teacher. And she was just like a little old lady, and I was telling my daughter, oh, I love her. I loved all of you when you were participating. This hasn't been an easy year for us in the ministry, and I know it hasn't been an easy year for students, and it has not been an easy year for parents. I know that. The country has found it very difficult to cope with COVID, to cope with floods, to cope with a very elongated election period. And we haven't been alone, except for the election part. We haven't been alone in this pandemic. The world has found it extremely difficult to cope, particularly the education and health sectors. These programs are new and all created quickly and under immense pressure. As you know, we closed the schools in March of last year. The Learning Channel existed in March last year. The Ministry of Education's website existed in March last year. The same people who wrote the worksheets for us existed in March last year. We didn't see these programs, and we must acknowledge these things because we must know how responses go. We didn't see these programs until late last year. I say that to say a lesson for you children. There are two ways you can respond to things, because bad things will happen. Interruptions will happen in your life. Tragedies will happen. How you respond is what will determine how successful you will be or how you'll get over it. You don't have the luxury of being stunted. You know that thing like deer in headlights, where as soon as the lights come on too bright, you get stupidity, can't do anything, can't function. You don't have that luxury. You have to rise up, you have to face it, and you have to overcome it. So whenever you meet a challenge in your life, remember this lesson, that you can rise up, you can face it, and you can overcome it. And that's what we try to do with these programs. We immediately tried to refashion the Learning Channel, but you didn't see that work from August. You saw that in November, because it took us time to get the actors and get the teachers and write the programs and film it. It took us time literally to get staff. We didn't have the staff for it. Philip is new. He looks like an expert, brand new, baby in the thing. Anisha is brand new. Never did production and filming and so on before. Quanita, who's running all of the NSERD, is brand new to that position. I am relatively new. I recycled a little bit, but relatively new. It took us time to get there. You didn't see worksheets from us till November because we started writing them on the 6th of August. And they couldn't finish writing, editing, and getting printed and distributed until October. With Quiz Me, we had to put the questions up. And I know you could tell me better than I can tell you that some of them went skewed. You know it's right, but they're giving you the wrong answer. We took time to build that. NGSA boosters, we took time to get the teachers, write the scripts, film them, do all the background work to get it up. But what do we have now? We have a whole host of programs. NGSA Booster Program, Quiz Me, Whiz Kids, the packages, the learning packages, and for the public school children, every single textbook you could ever dream of having. We gave you a package of more than 17 textbooks, not just to you special people here, to every single Guyanese child who's writing NGSA, who's in the public sector, in the public schools. All of those things in just over 5-6 months we were able to do. What you can tell about us from these things, we mightn't always get it right. And there's always somebody waiting to put up one worksheet out of 300,000 that has a wrong sum or a wrong spelling. And that's fine. We'll correct it when we see it. But you must know that you will always find people like that in the world. Can't do it themselves, couldn't dream of doing it, but they're ready to point out when you are wrong. Look at them, take the criticism, say thank you very much, so we must do that politely, correct it, and move on. But know too, that if that is the only way they will spend their time, that they're useless to society. You knowing that because you don't want to become a useless person, where all you do in your life is find something that is wrong with what is put out. Okay? So remember that. We commit here in the Ministry of Education that we will not stop until we get it right. And so I'm warning the private schools now, we're coming after you. We are coming after you. See these remarks that you're accustomed to with only private schools performing well? We will show you that we have the ability to reform, fix, manage, and produce from the public system. Which means that teachers have to get on board and be willing to be assessed, evaluated, corrected, or assisted in finding a career that they like better. That is not teaching. If there is something we saw in this program, and I was glued to it, I'm waiting for episode 4. If there is something we saw, is that is in the public school system, Peters Hall just gave you a poem. I mean, I hate to call Hannah Peters Hall, but Hannah represents Peters Hall and the East Bank and the public school system. Thank you, you did that very well. And North Georgetown and LBI and Annandale. These are all children from the public school system. And we're not discriminating against private school children because Justin performed very well and he's from a private school. There's space in this country for both private schools and public schools, and we will assist both because they're all our children. And that won't change. That won't change. But we have to relook at how we're doing this, and I think COVID gave us a good opportunity to have that look. We just completed the first mock exam. Am I getting too serious, Phil? I could say it with a smile. We just completed the first mock exam, and unfortunately, some parents of our 14,300 students have never asked how their children did. Where did they go wrong? How could I help correct this? What do you want me to do? We can't do this alone. We need parents on board, and you don't even have to know how to read and write. We don't require that of you, but you have to be interested in what your children are doing. The Ministry of Education alone cannot do that. We just completed the mock exams, and we have too many teachers who have not yet looked and analyzed the results to be able to determine where this class is weak so that I could reteach this topic. Where this particular student, you're getting all the fractions in this paper wrong. You clearly don't understand fractions. Come and sit at my desk. Let's do this until you get it right. We cannot continue like that, or else we'll just be routinely, robotically doing something we're asked to do and collecting a salary at the end of the month. We have to do it with a view to getting different results, different as in better results. Not because we want to check a box that we have better results, but the more we get better results, the better students we are preparing, and these will be Guyana's leaders. So if we don't prepare them now, we'll be left with a bunch of people who are unprepared to look after us when we get old. So even if it's only self-interest, we have to make sure we do it right. And so, game show, so I can't get very serious. We are changing this. It has to happen. And everybody has to come along. There will be no space for laziness in the system. From parents, from teachers, from education officers. We have to change that. It's the only way all these programs will make a difference. Other than that, we're just adding to the system and expending more, but we wouldn't see results, and we cannot continue like that. So your second mock exams are coming up. Are you ready for those? Yes? And these will be, nobody has gotten to see those papers, so we know the last one had a little bit of leeway where teachers got it before and so on. This one you will sit under exam conditions. They will be opened in your presence. The packet will be broken in your presence, and you'll be, hopefully, parents can still choose to do it at home, but we hope everybody does this at school for a fair understanding, not at our level, at your level of what your children know and do not know. And then we are just about 39 days away from the actual examination. 39 days, and then you have 3 months of freedom, and your parents have 3 months of freedom after that. 39 days to your exams. We will keep things stable in the ministry so that we could write these exams in August, because we know how important it is for you. And then we will mark all of you fairly. This is being managed by the Caribbean Examinations Council, by the way. The setting of the paper, the administration of the exam, the marking of the exam, and the release of results. And we did that, and we will continue to do it until our country has the capacity to do that fairly, evenly, and weighted in the way we look for that kind of measurement, what we look for in measurement and evaluation. So, in this period, we have found ways to try to make learning entertaining and fun. And we truly hope that every NGSA student is going to take the opportunity to use these different programs and facilities so that you could do as well as you could possibly do come the exam day. This is the last thing I will say. It doesn't matter what you get in that exam. It doesn't matter what you get. Your life doesn't end there. In fact, your high school life begins, and it's going to be a beautiful high school life. We commit further to trying to make sure, as quickly as we can, in each school that we can, we have 110 high schools, so we don't think it's impossible at all, to make sure each high school is putting out good quality students. Good quality students. So wherever you get, know now that that is not the end of your, I know everybody said they wanted to get Queen's College. Well, here is a little fact. You're all worthy of Queen's College. Queen's College could only seat 140 students. They could only put 140 students to sit down in the school. So if you come at 140 to 1, you're not duncer than the child at 140. Conita's eyes popped because we don't use words like dunce in the Ministry of Education. But I know you use that word, so I'm speaking to you. So we are not less smart than the child who got 140. We just don't have seats for you at Queen's College. And so we have to start understanding that. Usually, the marks between the child who got Queen's College and the child who gets Brickdam Secondary are about 10 to 15, literally. So it's not that somebody's less smart, it's just how much the schools could accommodate. What we have to do as a government and as a ministry is to make sure wherever we place you, you can perform excellently at CXC. And that will be the effort. It has already begun. It has already begun. So, thank you all. I want to commend the producers, the young people here at the Learning Channel. They have a lot of energy, clearly. And given some of their activities, I see they post in a group too much time. So we have to occupy them some more. But they're an extreme joy. Clearly, you could see they enjoy doing what they do. And we're very lucky to have them. So very grateful, commending the producers and people who did this program, and commending it to all the GSA students, because it's a really fun way of learning and realizing, oops, I didn't know that. I now have to check that out so that I could learn it. So thank you all, and God bless you all.
Can we do it? Yes, we can. No. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Can we do it? Yes, we can. That's right. That's right. So we're going to play a little video just to give you a little synopsis. Right, so thank you very much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Whiz Kids. Thank you, everyone. And this is the end of our broadcast. For those of you who are joining us by Facebook and Zoom and everywhere else, thank you for your time.